today's session, we are going to discuss the polymer properties. I once again welcome you all in the session on the polymer properties. In this session, we are going to discuss the remaining polymer properties. So let us see the viscosity. All of you are aware about the viscosity. When we are dissolving the polymer into the suitable solvent, the polymer gets solubilizes. That will again depending on the polymer interaction with the specific solvent and which rises the viscosity of the solution, isn't it? There are so many factors are there which are going to affect the viscosity of the polymer, and the important factors are like the temperature, salinity, then polymer concentration and the molecular weight. So viscosity of the polymer, it is one of the important property which will decide the use of specific polymer in the controlled drug delivery system. To understand how the viscosity is going to affect, see one by one the various factors which are going to alter the viscosity of the polymer, like temperature, salinity, then polymer concentration and molecular weight. Very first, that is the temperature. Look at the graphs which I have shown onto the slide. So look at the very first graph. On the x-axis, it's a viscosity, and on the y-axis, it's a temperature. So when we are increasing the temperature of the solution, the viscosity, it is going to be decreased. Viscosity of the polymer, it is going to be decreased. So it is inversely proportional to each other, isn't it? Look at the second graph, that is the effect of salinity. Say for example, the presence of electrolytes in the polymeric solution. Here the concentration of salinity, it is very first red graph, it's 1000 milligram per liter. So just the graph is plotted as a polymer viscosity versus polymer concentration. Just see the red curve. As the polymer concentration increases, the polymer viscosity, it is going to be increased in presence of electrolytes or in presence of salinity. As we are increasing the concentration of the ions which are present in the solution, that is say from 1000 to 4000, 4000 to 7000, furthermore there is a decrease in the viscosity of the polymeric solution. So simply we can say that presence of the electrolytes in the salinity, it is going to affect the polymer viscosity. As we are increasing the polymer concentration, the polymer viscosity, it is going to be increased. Let us move towards the polymer concentration, third curve. So look at the graph. It is plotted as a apparent viscosity versus polymer concentration. So when the polymer concentration is increased, the apparent viscosity of the solution, it is going to be increased. Then let us see the effect of molecular weight, very last parameter, how it is going to affect the viscosity. Look at the graph. There are two plots are there, and one which is having a molecular weight 25 million Daltons, and the blue one, it is having a 38 million Daltons. The graph indicates that as we are increasing the molecular weight of the polymer, the viscosity of the solution, it is going to be increased. Viscosity, as it is one of the important property which will give us the idea for the preparation of controlled drug delivery system, which molecular weight polymer one should select for designing of controlled drug delivery system. Along with it is possible to add some counter ions or some electrolytes into the system, and that will help to enhance the effectiveness of the controlled drug delivery system. More precisely, the viscosity parameter, it is important for the designing of the suspensions or the emulsions types of the dosage forms. Let us move towards the next polymer property, that is the solubility. Yes, solubility of the polymer, it is very important because already we have discussed the dissolution controlled drug delivery system and how the polymer it is going to be solubilized into the given solvent. That is very important. Generally, the water soluble polymers interact with the water and increases the viscosity, or it gets swell and it gets dispersed into the solvent system. Look at the figure. Suppose that we have taken the polymer, and in the solid state, how it looks. Then we have to suppose to add the suitable solvent into the polymer. So initially polymer gets swelled in the solvent may be water or it may be the dissolution medium. This is the second step, that is the swelling of the polymer. In the third step, what happened? The solvated polymer molecules dispersed into the solution. So this is the hydrodynamic volume of these polymer dispersed polymeric chains into the suitable solvent. The solubility of the polymer, it is depend on the various parameters like crystallinity, then the molecular weight of polymer, branching of the polymer, then the polarity and cross-linking degree. So let us see one by one how these properties are going to affect the solubility of the polymer. If the polymer is crystalline in nature, definitely such polymers are having very low aqueous solubility. If we are increasing the molecular weight, definitely such polymers are going to dissolve at a slow rate. Then the branching is also going to affect the solubility of the polymer. Then the polarity, yes, polarity of the polymer, it is again one of the important parameter which needs to be considered. Then the cross-linking degree, as we are increasing the cross-linking density of the polymer, the solubility of the polymer, it is going to be decreased. Lower the molecular weight of the polymer, generally such polymers having the more solubility in the specific solvents. Polymers that are sufficiently polar will be able to interact with the water to provide energy to remove individual polymer chains from the solid state. Simply, if the polymer is polar in nature, such polymers are having a more solubility than the non-polar polymers. Greater the degree of crystallinity of the polymer, lower the rate of solution. In a controlled drug delivery system, if the polymer solution rate is too slow, then the soluble drug is leached out with the lethal retardation. As suppose that we have prepared the matrix and this polymer solution rate is very slow. So what will happen? Through these polymers, the drug is going to be leached out, isn't it? That is a very important thing which needs to be considered while designing the controlled drug delivery system. So solubility, water soluble polymers interact with the water and increase the viscosity, and it is going to be swell. Lower the molecular weight of polymer, greater its solubility in the solvent. Polymer that are sufficiently polar will be able to interact with the water to provide energy to remove individual polymer chains from the solid state. Already we have discussed this figure. Greater the degree of crystallinity of the polymer, lower the rate of dissolution. In controlled drug delivery system, if the polymer solution rate is too slow, then the soluble drug is leached out with a lethal retardation. So this is about the solubility. How? Let us move towards the next. Let us see the syneresis. So what is mean by the syneresis? It is one of the important property of the polymeric gel, that is a gel instability. It's the instability of aqueous and non-aqueous gels. So in which what happens, the liquid separate out from the Solon gel. Say for example, look at the figure. Here say there is one example, that is polymer, it is dispersed in a solution, and finally we got the gel, isn't it? So this is the gel which is formed, and its microstructure along with its the volume which is occupied by the polymeric gel solution. Then after a certain period of time, what will happen, some amount of solvents get separate out from the gel matrix, isn't it, from the gel, and that is known as the syneresis. Look at here figure, SEM image. Automatically here the polymeric volume, it is going to be decreased. So it is due to the elastic contraction of polymer molecules in a Solon gel. So why the liquid, it is going to be separate out from the gel matrix? It's due to the elastic contraction of polymer molecules in the solution in the Solon gel. So it is due to elastic contraction of polymeric molecules in the Solon gel, isn't it? So addition of electrolyte which maintains the osmotic pressure and avoids syneresis. Then how to avoid the syneresis? It can be avoided by addition of the electrolytes into the polymeric gel or into the formulation. So that will maintain the whole gel structure. Again, see the second figure, that is the bulk gel stability of polymer at 85 degrees Celsius. So here the polymer plus cross-linker solution. So here we got the polymer, we have raised the temperature and we got the polymeric gel. So on aging, if the amphiphilic polymer is there and if conventional polymer is there, in the conventional polymer gel, there is a separation of huge amount of water from the gel matrix, and in the case of cross-linked or amphiphilic polymeric gel, there is a little amount of water gets separated. So there are two ways are there by which we can stabilize or we can avoid the syneresis, by using the cross-linkers or by using the electrolytes. So electrolyte maintains the osmotic pressure of the system and which avoids the syneresis. So syneresis, it is the instability of aqueous and non-aqueous gel. Liquid separate out from the Solon gel on aging. It is due to the elastic contraction of polymeric molecules in the Solon gel. If we can add the electrolytes, which maintains the osmotic pressure and avoids the syneresis. It is one of the important property of polymers, and which will be helpful for designing of the gels, controlled drug delivery gels. So let us move towards the next property related with the polymer, that is the polymer complexation. Yes, it is one of the important thing which will help us to design the certain controlled drug delivery systems. As you know that we are discussing so many properties, and there are some polymers are there which are highly soluble, some polymers are there which are hydrophobic in nature, some polymers are there which are hydrophilic in nature, and it is not at all possible to modify the properties which are present in the polymer, isn't it, which are the inherent properties. If we are mixing the two polymers, one which is anionic in nature and another it is a cationic in nature, and there is a formation of a polyelectrolyte complex, and which will having the different physicochemical properties, and that idea will be helpful for designing of controlled drug delivery system. Look at the figure here, the polyacid, it is mixed with the polyglycols in the water. Example of polyacrylic acid and polyethylamine. So polyethylamine consists of NH2 plus group, polyacrylic acid consists of COO minus. So there is an interaction between ionic interaction between the COO minus and NH2 plus, so as to we are getting the complex, and this complex is having a different physicochemical properties, and that will help us to design certain controlled drug delivery system. Yet another example is there, calcium complex in the polysaccharides. Take an example of the alginic acid or sodium alginate. It's a, say for example, alginic acid, and it is complexed with the calcium ion, and system becomes a hard, and it is having a different physicochemical properties. So here we have seen the complexation, polymer complexation. Similarly, it is possible to complex the polymer with the drug. Take an example of a dextran. Dextran, it is having a capacity to bind with the certain drugs, and it is possible to target the specific organ. Similarly, so many other examples are also there, polymer drug complexation or polymer drug conjugates, and that will help to design certain controlled drug delivery system. So polymer complex, it is a polymers form complex in a solution. For example, polyacid mixed with the polyglycol in the water, isn't it? And we have seen the two example. Very first one, complex formation between polyethylamine and polyacrylic acid, and second one is the calcium complex in the polysaccharides, for example, sodium alginate. So this is about the polymer complexation. Let us move towards the next polymer property, that is the interaction of polymer with the solvent. How the polymer, it is going to be interacted with the solvent, that is very important. That will decide the swellability of the polymer, that will decide how the gel is going to form nearby the dosage form, nearby the matrix. So polymer dissolves in a liquid completely or swollen by a given liquid in a cross-linked polymer solution cannot occur by imbibition of liquid polymer, will swell and form a gel. So this is how the polymer, it is going to be interacted with the solvent. That is very, very important thing. The second property, that is a polymer dissolution. Already we have discussed the concept of dissolution. Only thing is that how the polymer is going to be dissolved in a given solvent, that is a very, very important thing, and that will decide the release of a drug from the system, isn't it? So this property, it is helpful in the designing of certain controlled drug delivery system. Then the polymer erosion. Already we have discussed the erosion concept. So it's a degradation of polymer by the chemical process. There are so many things, so many ways are there by which we can use this concept for the designing of controlled drug delivery system. So erosion is a physical phenomenon, and it is dependent on the dissolution and diffusion process. Then adsorption of macromolecules. Certainly, this is one of the important property which is important for designing of the suspensions or the emulsions. These polymers, they are going to be adsorbed at the interface. Then the bioadhesivity of the water soluble polymers. Yes, it is one of the important property, and which will help us to design certain controlled drug delivery, mycoadhesive drug delivery systems. There are so many polymers are there. They are bioadhesive or mycoadhesive in nature, like a carbapol or the carboxymethyl cellulose, and this concept or this property can be utilized to target the specific site, isn't it? So bioadhesivity of water soluble polymer, the adhesive performance of polymers, it is a good in case of carbapol or the carboxymethyl cellulose, and it is possible to utilize this property of the polymer for designing of certain controlled drug delivery systems related with the buccal root, related with the stomach, say for example certain gastroretentive drug delivery systems, then it is possible to design certain transdermal gels. So it is possible to prepare the buccoadhesive tablets, buccoadhesive films. It is possible to design the gastroretentive drug delivery systems, that is a matrix tablet which is going to be retained for longer period of time into the stomach due to the bioadhesion. It is possible to design the transdermal drug delivery system, like certain control release gels, isn't it? They are going to retain on the skin for longer period of time, isn't it, than the normal gel or the ointments or the creams, isn't it? So bioadhesivity of the water soluble polymer. So in this on this slide we have discussed the interaction of polymer with the solvent, how polymer is going to be interacted with the water, that will decide its swelling, that will decide its dissolution in a particular solvent, and that will decide how it is going to form a gel in a particular solvent. Then the polymer dissolution, then the polymer erosion, then the adsorption of macromolecules at the interface, and bioadhesivity of the polymer. Let us see here the figure. Yes, no doubt. Here I have shown one figure. Here, very first one, it's a linear polymer, and second one is a cross-linked polymer. Let us understand the effect of cross-linking on the various polymer properties. If the polymer is linear in nature, it is having a good solubility, it is having we will get the good viscosity and processability. It's very easy to process the polymer, isn't it? When the polymer structure or polymer backbone, it is linear in nature. If we have cross-linked the polymers, linear polymer, there is a change in the properties like glass transition temperature, then the swellability, then the rigidity and thermal stability of the polymer. These properties are going to be enhanced, these properties are going to be improved when we are cross-linking the linear polymers. I have adopted this figure from the physical pharmacy by Martin. There is one specific chapter which is given, that is the polymer. With we have finished the polymer properties.